Hey guys, Rachel Grabenhofer here with Cosmetics and Toiletries, coming to you with my weekly Consumer Pulse Report, looking at top searches related to cosmetics and skincare, also some top headlines on C&T.com. But first, happy Halloween. As you might expect, some of the searches that we found relate to Halloween this week. So searches related to makeup on Google Trends. You will see here in a moment, Calavera Catrina, I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, I apologize, is up 500%. Also, Caterine Maquia Nino. So looking these up, not surprisingly, this relates to the iconic look, the sugar skull, the icon for the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertes, which is obviously November 1st, so that would be tomorrow. But there's this, as well as searches for how to do the look on children, Nino, obviously. So that is a lot of these searches relate to makeup for Halloween on the makeup side. I did look up skincare as well, just for comparison. Skincare topic, let's see here. You could see this eyedropper is sort of at the top, eyedropper skincare products. I'm going to skip that because it actually relates to a crossword puzzle clue for the New York Times. So that is not as relevant to us. But up here, I thought it was interesting. Pavise is up 500%. So I took a look at what that was. So first of all, it means shield, like a large rectangular shield in warfare, but I didn't realize there's actually this Pavise skincare brand. So I thought I would dig into that. Let me see if this loads for you. So this is a bioadaptive stress repair product from RaeDerma, Med Spa, and Acne Clinic, but it has this Pavise brand on it, so I thought that was kind of interesting, or maybe it's just the name of the product. But also, let's see, down further here, under number 5 here, Yes Day Skincare is up 300%. And you might recall that our friend Ron Robinson over at Beauty Stat helped launch this Yes Day brand with, I believe she's a 13-year-old entrepreneur. We actually wrote about this too, or I should say Global Cosmetic Industry did. We borrowed it from them, but talking about introducing a line for Gen Zalpha. So that is trending as well on the Google Trends side. Looking at exploding topics, Ghk-Cu, which I won't probably mess up trying to pronounce, but tripeptide glycyl-L-histidyl-L-lysine, known for use in skincare. I didn't even know that it was known, interestingly, but that's a very specific ingredient. Obviously, it's naturally occurring copper complex of a specific tripeptide. So peptides, obviously, related to skin health, wound healing, a lot of anti-aging formulas. But I thought it was interesting that that is a very specific term that seems to be peaking just recently here. And then also on, that was exploding topics. Also on exploding topics, an increase in this hypochlorous acid spray, which we've seen off and on for, I don't know, a year or so maybe. These are all within the last 2 years searches on exploding topics. But hypochlorous acid is being highlighted as a skincare product for antibacterial properties and suitable for sensitive skin. So I thought that was worth highlighting too. You could see it's kind of gone up and down and it's back up again, up 760, I think that's a 63% in the last 2 years. So that's exploding topics. I also wanted to hit on this Vogue trend tracker, which I believe they do with SPATE. I'm going to jump down here. There's a lot of interesting info here, but going toward, I think, the makeup here, you could see there's some specific brands, matte powder, purple lip stain. We've seen some of these in searches before. Blur foundation, tightline eyeliner, matte powder, matte blush I mentioned already. And then also, and they have some specific hashtags that are trending too on TikTok, but also here on the skincare side, milky toner, cryo mask, hydrogel mask, flavored lip balm. Ooh, flavored, nice. That's probably that cherry cola one we talked about a couple weeks ago. Also rosacea gel. So I wanted to highlight a few there on the Vogue trend tracker. And then jumping over to CT.com, you'll see I try to pick something kind of Halloween-y theme this year. There's a new review that just came out talking about venoms used in beauty and skincare, some of the benefits of them. It was more fun just to pick it out for the theme, but it is more of a review that just came out. Obviously, this is not an entirely new theme for our industry, but there has been some more recent studies we touched on in this, not only from the review that was published, but a few of our own searches in the literature. So check that out. I also just came out with a big report, the lowdown on Australia's sunscreen crisis and how the U.S. avoided a similar one. This is kind of an in-depth reporting that I just did this week. Talked to some sunscreen experts to really understand what went wrong when it comes to the lab that did all the Australian sunscreen testing. Kind of looked at their protocol in depth to see where they might have made some mistakes and also to see kind of what the larger impact is. So make sure that you check that out as well. I don't know what happened to that there. What happened to that ad? Anyways, let's move on along here. We have a new report that's from ChemForward talking about kind of where we stand in terms of ingredient safety in our industry. There's a handful of manufacturers that share their data with this group to take a look at some of the specific ingredients that are being used. Have their uses gone up or down? They actually highlighted a lot of progress that has been made since the last report, which was last year. But there are also, let's see, 3 areas that they highlighted for innovating safer alternatives. So I guess this is where we need some work. Lip color continues to rely on synthetic dyes. So that's one thing they highlighted. Moisturizers containing problematic emollients, and shampoos and conditioners that depend on surfactants that may pose aquatic toxicity. So that is it for this week. I hope that you found this a little bit interesting, insightful, hopefully entertaining. Hope you have a happy Halloween if you get into that, but otherwise have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.